Welcome, everyone, to the next match, and we have a guest with us. You can introduce yourself if you wish.
Yeah, my name's Dallin. I found out about this game a little bit ago from meeting Adam at college at BYU, Idaho, and went to the first tournament, had a good time. Have since done some tournaments myself, well, just one with some friends, and really enjoyed this game. Love just all the strategy with it, and I'm a complete noob with it, but it's fun to talk about, fun to throw a goblin and see what happens. I still call him a goblin, dwarf guy. It's fun to throw him and see what happens.
Goblins, yeah, the goblins, the gnomes.
Goblin, yeah.
The little self-destructing troops.
Magic.
Might as well be goblins. How dangerous they are.
I was actually thinking about adding goblins that like steal your banks or something. I don't know if they'll happen or not in the future thing. But like this game has changed a lot. Like, so when Dallin was playing this in the tournament, he was TanookiToad. Those are on YouTube if anyone wishes to see that. But back in that version, the captains were stick figures, and there were like half as many troops as there are now, and everyone had the same thing. So it's a lot different. In this match, on the left we have Cable 19, and on the right is Team Jelly. We have Jay. This is the losers bracket. And here we go. We're gonna get started, and I suppose down a little to see what's new. So, and I think you did play a little bit of this one time, right, with some friends. Like maybe not this version, but a little older version. Was that the stick figures, Dallin?
Yeah, I believe so. It's the version right before this one. Yeah. I recorded a tournament on my channel, TanookiToadTeam, that's ending very soon. That's where the TanookiToad name came from. So yeah, it was the version right before this one. I don't recognize the chair thing that was on the bottom right. It's on player 2's screen. I'm not sure what that is, but most everything else looks pretty similar.
Yep. And I think I added some particle effects so that they're teleporting things in. And it looks like Jay's just building a bunch of cannons everywhere. But yeah, so Dallin's played this a little bit.
Salting with cannons.
I mean, I don't know if you're uploading those videos, but if you do, that'd be great. I would love to see them and see what it looks like. But yeah, by the time this video's up, the TanookiToad team will probably be done with. But hey, for those who like the TanookiToad team, here's some more TanookiToad content,
Special guest star, bonus features.
Yeah.
So we're seeing Cable 19 stick to his pattern of being very defensive and building banks cloistered in his little home base area. Jay has broken from her pattern. She up until now has followed a similar strategy, but she's trying to salt a little bit more, trying to run around and spread stuff as she goes.
Salt. We should probably explain what that means. We coined the term salting is when you're running towards someone's base and you're building stuff.
Yeah.
You're sprinkling salt as you go along. I don't know if they'll stick, but
instead of placing
it was pretty funny before. I don't know. But.
Yeah, instead of placing things carefully, you just sprinkle it as you go.
I do that all the time in this game.
It saves time because you've got to
True salter at heart.
True salter at heart. If you're a salter, comment below and say you're a salter.
Also, like and subscribe.
Yes.
So we see player 1 dropping a bunch of anthills, and I feel like the ants are pretty good. They were made to combat one of the enemies that was a little OP. I think the Splayer was OP.
Yes, you remember that. The Splayer was like the boss. He was the apex predator in the first tournament. So the ants are specifically made to counter the Splayers.
Yeah, and in this tournament, there's been a lot of ant usage, especially Thrushdown strategies.
And
so
looks like this Cable 19 is kind of going to win here.
This might be the end. Jay spent a lot of money and time placing bread on her little side paths. I think
Jay can hear the Reaper's call.
Yeah, that's that.
But she still has another life. She has another chance.
Yeah.
Can she get her revenge?
That was 1 out of 3. Let's see how this next one goes.
Yeah, the difference in money there. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually in Jay's past matches, she has saved up a ton and then she'll spend it all at once on a final push and just have an overwhelming victory, and that was kind of done to her this time.
I'm kind of impressed with a lot of Cable 19's matches. He was more defensive, but now he's been a lot more offensive, and I feel like the selling your buildings, so you can sell your buildings, if you didn't know that, it's become a popular strategy, so people sell their buildings, get 75% of money back, and then just use that money to build a bunch of banks. And it kind of gives them like a big rush. And it's honestly like I thought of that, but in this tournament I never thought people would push it this hard. So it's really fascinating to see how people use it.
So early on, we can see Jay's already opened up the tombstone area. It looks like she doesn't know it's open though, or she'd be going to touch it. Oh, maybe she does.
So this was very similar to the forest level in the first
figured it out.
Nice.
And then so this one gives them like plus 30 bank space essentially. So this actually gives Jay a really big advantage.
That's good of her to defend that central area.
So down in your tournament, what units were like the most popular ones from what you remember? If you remember.
I'm trying to remember. Remember, like, those portals? Those were pretty good. Nobody did the spam sell and then reinvest in banks. That was really smart. But yeah, I think definitely a lot of portals. I think there were some pretty good crabs. So one of my friends...
Oh, yeah.
He actually... I'm not going to spoil it, but he was pretty good in the tournament. And he got pretty good at the side crabs. He was wrecking shop with those, and he's a Dota player, so it's cool to see him, see what, characters shined for him.
Well, if you put these videos up, I'm really excited to see them. Because, like, in this tournament, we haven't seen too many crabs. Josh was the only one who really used them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and I think he lost both of his matches. And this is kind of freezing up here.
We haven't seen too many of the crabs and the gas cannons mostly.
The long range units, because like those are like the siege units.
Yeah. I feel like Josh lost in spite of using crabs, and not because he used them. He used them very well, but he either did it too late or not in conjunction with other units, and it just didn't pay off as well as it could have. So I would like to see the meta around crabs develop more. And interesting that Jay is going for UFO eggs when she's got an incoming wave.
Yeah, it's kind of a bold move. She needs to build ants right now. Build some ants. Well, I think she's just kind of like, well, now she's building ants, but now it's too late.
That's a lot of bread.
So she had almost $80,000 saved up. If she had just been building offensive waves as she kept building those banks, I think she'd have this by now, but just a little bit too late on the take for that strategy to work for her.
But in the next match,
like if you on the stats, it said that the peanut butter spent a lot more money than
Yeah,
jelly.
Spending is much more important than savings in this, because your money doesn't save your bank, it doesn't save your jar, it doesn't break the enemy's jar. Spending is the only thing that does that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's all about. Because earlier we were talking about how it's important to save money. But this goes to show that if you want to be successful at winning a match, you have to adapt your play style to what the opponent's doing.
Yeah, the switch is not done. You can't be too sewn together with your strategy. You have to be willing to be flexible. Yeah. I'm like moving my arms right now. Anyway, you can imagine that.
No one-trick pony.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, in the next match, we'll have our veteran, the only veteran in this tournament, Raw Toast, who was down on R42 in the last one, versus Cable 19. Who will win? Place your bets down below, but don't bet. It can be a serious problem. Anyway, we will see you next time.